I traveled to the Andean highlands of northern Ecuador in search of more than llamas and mountains. I hope to discover Indian traditions and Inca legends. The reality I found is that most native people remain among the poorest of the poor, lacking basic health care and education. But it's a different story in Otavalo. The Otavalos are weavers and traders. They travel the world, selling their textiles and playing their music. My wife says I make the same movie over and over. I'm an urban Jewish cosmopolitan, but I find myself obsessed with ideas about tradition, identity, and self-sufficiency. I became fascinated with the story of the Otavalos, the most prosperous Indians in Latin America. I believe that they have a right to tell their own story, but inevitably, this has become a story told by me. I was surprised to hear that the Otavalos are called the Jews of Ecuador. It's true, they are merchants in the rag trade, selling their sweaters, shirts, tapestries, and rugs from Colombia to Chile, in Europe, Japan, and the United States. Otavalos have always been model Indians. By the 1950s, Otavalo was christened the Awakening Valley, chronicled by anthropologists and captured by North American tourists and photographers. Intrigued by the craft, delighted by the music, curious about the customs, I joined the parade of outsiders eager to understand and explain the world of the Otavalos. I was invited to film Inti Raymi, a festival celebrating the June solstice and the corn harvest. The men dress in costumes. The most important is the Ayauma, a nature spirit and masked warrior. The men drink and dance all night, ritually stomping the ground, planting the seeds of life, ensuring the next harvest. I was invited to dance. When I finally put the camera down, I felt swept along, for a moment, part of the community. To an outsider, the rhythms of community life seem timeless and intriguing, but it's not that simple. Otavalos still remember that for too many years, the reality of life here was poverty and prejudice.
Las comunidades atravesamos problemas de racismo muy agudo. En los buses, en las tenencias políticas, en las instituciones, en las calles, en la ciudad, el hecho de ser indígena es golpeado. Y yo tenía mucho miedo de inclusive salir con mi propio padre a la ciudad, porque en la ciudad los blancos mestizos, ¿no?, nos pegaban, nos maltrataban, y mi papá no podía decir absolutamente nada.
My family was living in Quito. The capital is full of young Otavalos selling on the streets. I met Segundo Flores selling his sweaters near my apartment, and he invited me to come visit him in his home near Otavalo. To pass the time, I watch a traditionally dressed Otavalo woman as she watches Sylvester Stallone. Segundo Flores lives here with his brother Jaime's family. They have electricity, but no indoor plumbing. Jaime and Rosa have two children, Uminyawi, named after an Inca warrior, and Stelline, named after the Bolshevik revolutionary. 90-year-old grandfather Rafael lives with the family too.